Am I the butthole for inviting my sister to live with me across the country after my parents tried to charge her rent at 18? My sister is 18, and she is finishing her senior year of high school. She's finishing remotely. My parents decided to start charging her $550 rent plus utilities on her 18th birthday. Around this time, I went from working at home to returning to the office. I offered my sister my spare room that I'd been using as an office to live in for free, but she was too proud to accept it for free, so I said $200 a month, since I thought it was ridiculous our parents were trying to get so much cash off a high school kid. I'm not telling her this since I want to give it as a gift, but I'm going to put the money she gives me in savings for paying for her trade school classes after high school. Anyway, my parents got really mad that I'm moving their high school daughter cross country from New York to Colorado before she's even finished high school, that if she lives in Colorado with me she's not going to be responsible enough to actually go to a trade school like she was telling the family she was planning after high school, and that I was ruining her future. They are also worried that the school will have issues with them as parents if their kid is living in a different state and not in the school district during the last bit of senior year. I told them that if they wanted to treat her like she's all grown and charge her rent and utilities, then why are they getting mad when she does something like an adult? And she says she can handle things with the school, so let her do that as an adult. My parents are really mad at me and say I'm ruining her life. Am I the butthole for letting my sister move in with me even though she is still in high school? They're mad you're moving their high school daughter away? They were going to charge their high school daughter $550 a month. It sounds like they're mad they're not getting that money. Not the butthole, you're a good sister/brother. That was my first thought as well. The parents want the cash, not the kid. It is. You never get that hype your parents might love you back. Long term, with good support, this can help you walk away from toxic family, but it does hurt. And I don't know about you, but wouldn't this intervention where she moves out to Colorado a way to make her more responsible and ready for a trade school than just paying your parents' bills? Yes. It gives her experience in being out, but with a safety net. When I turned 18, I offered to pay my mom rent, but she refused to take anything from me. Demanding rent right after 18 is effed up. You should at least wait until they finish their education. So great story. A guy I used to work with got a job at 14 and immediately his dad started to charge him rent, nothing huge like $40 or something. Then he got a better job and rent went up. Always just enough to annoy but not enough to anger him into moving. Then on his wedding day dad turned over 25 grand-ish, all the cash plus interest. Lesson learned: when you pay your way. Lesson 2, compound interest is the most powerful force in the world. I don't know, that seems kind of dramatic. I had a job at 14 plus odd jobs before that, and my parents simply opened a checking and savings account for me that I put the money into every month, and they taught me to manage it. I don't know why people have to resort to tricks and doing weird stuff to teach lessons when they could just teach. Resort to tricks and doing weird stuff to teach lessons. Yeah, that's the thing, they're not teaching any kind of lesson here. When you help your kid open checking and savings accounts, they learn all kinds of things about money management, decision making, interest rates, penalties, overdrafts, balancing a checkbook. They learn to set goals with their money. Okay, well, I make X amount every week. Which is X amount per month. My phone bill is $50 per month. They leaves me with hash left over every month. I want to save up $2,000 for a used car. If put in $100 per month, I can have that saved up in less than 2 years. But how much will I need to put in per month if I want to save that amount in 1 year? Well, that means I'll only have X amount left over for the month. Will I be able to go out to movies and out to eat with my friends? Will I have to cut back? Is getting a car sooner worth sacrificing some of my social life? It's nice of people to give their kids back all the rent they paid after a period of time, but I don't think it helps to teach them any kind of lesson at all. Totally agree. Open and honest communication, a great lesson for the future. But that's way different than $550 per month. $550 plus utilities. So yeah, expecting a high schooler to pay that means they're likely to have her pay car insurance, or other travel expenses like Ubers if they don't have a car, phone, etc. Minimum wage in New York being $12.50, after taxes that kid would be looking at just under $400 for a 40 hours work week, which isn't likely anyway. BC, she's in freaking high school, so assume high side of 25 hours a week, around $250 after tax. 3 weeks of pay a month would belong to parents, with the last one being used for her personal expenses. That is just ridiculous. I thought minimum wage in NY was $14 an hour? I earn minimum wage in Suffolk County and it's $14. Was just a quick Google, so I could be mistaken. I live in Indiana, so I'm not an authority on the subject. It depends on where you are in NY. In NYC itself it's $15 minimum, although if I recall correctly every region in NY is going to slowly scale up to that same $15 wage. Even at $15 an hour, we're talking 2 full paychecks and a part of a third of part-time work a month for the parents. Probably another for personal expenses, so she'd be lucky to put back 1 paycheck a month, and that's assuming no other crap were to pop up. How the heck is that helping the kid at all? My parents don't even charge my brother, who earns something like $7,100K $500 in rent. I know the sister probably couldn't get a room in NYC for $500, but there are so many places in the US where she could just rent for that price. Parents who immediately start charging their kids money a second they turn 18 are massive Oz. I knew someone in high school whose parents did that, only to her brothers got to stay forever rent-free due to some real chauvinistic BS, and were shocked when she at 18 moved in with her boyfriend instead. The boyfriend and his family charged less than half the rent her family did. Original poster: your parents can be angry, but you are only doing what is right. Super not the butthole. Same. I was forewarned I'd be paying rent, also that I'd still be subject to our house, our rules regarding curfew, etc. Then my mom was pissed when I was gone a month after I found FT work. ETA, not the butthole. Original poster gets the supportive sibling award. Agreed. My parents started charging me rent when I got my first job, so I was around 18, but it was a discussion first. And it was with the intention, similar to original poster, that it would be set aside as a nest egg for when I moved out. That way, I could practice budgeting around rent, but still have that money back when I moved out for furniture and stuff. It was super helpful. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if original poster's parents also continued treating their sibling like a kid despite claiming they're an adult and charging rent. Doing crap like giving them a curfew, controlling what they do / how they do it / when they do it, controlling what they wear / eat, etc. Typical crap that you could tell your kid to do but not a tenant. The parents can't have it both ways, and they are doing a damn good job making sure original poster's sibling goes low or no contact ASAP. Not the butthole. You're looking out for your sister's future, when your parents are not. They're probably mad that they're losing their easy source of income. I'm all for grown, working adults paying rent, but, as you say, she's only in high school. They can't have it both ways. Either she's a high school student and dependent, which means free rent, or she's an adult and can make her own adult choices, which you're helping her do. Good for you, original poster, for giving your sister a nice lift as she transitions into the adult world. She sounds like a go-getter anyway, given that she was too proud to live with you for free. Edit, typo. Yeah, original poster pointed out their hypocrisy and did a good thing offering her sis a cheaper place to stay, and saving the money for her for later. Having to work to get that much for monthly income in high school with finals / exams or entrance exams coming up would be super hard and would hurt her learning / future by affecting her grades. The claims on hurting her future are the very thing they are claiming original poster is doing. And what will they do if she can't make it? Kick her out? Who wants that threat of not making rent looming over their heads and it being dumped on them? So she has no saving to help with emergency rent, plus lease or anything like that? They just wanted to use her for a cash grab like you said. Honestly, if they are going to make her charge rent, and she is an adult, then she has every right to want to find some place cheaper. I know I would. I see the original poster offering her sister more opportunities. She won't have to work as much while going to school because she won't have to pay $500 plus in rent and will be able to take more classes and finish faster or have more time to study and get better grades or do more working opportunities that pay more in learning and experience, gag, than money. I don't understand this idea that at 18 people suddenly have all this disposable income to spend on rent, utilities, and other necessities. I understand teaching your kids financial responsibility, but to go from 0 to 100 just because of a birthday is absurd. If the parents are in a financial hardship, they could tell the sister an original poster that and work on a game plan that doesn't throw a teenager into absurd financial burden. Not the butthole. This. I feel exactly the same way and have always found it extremely difficult to find people who agree. One day you are 17 and in high school doing normal teenager things, and then literally the next day you turn 18 and your parents are like, alright, you're an adult now. Time to spend all of your time working even though you also have school, and then spend all of your money on rent. Even though literally nothing has changed from when you were 17. It's such bullcrap to me. At least let them graduate first, holy hell. They're probably mad that they're losing their easy source of income. Or they are mad they are losing financial leverage over her, since it would be much harder for her to save to move out while working, going to trade school in the future, which they might be pressuring her to do against her will, and paying them rent for years. Either way, they are buttholes. Just wait till they lose their dependent on their taxes. Not the butthole. When my husband and I were dating, he was 19 in his last half of high school, and he moved out of his mom's place. She was charging him rent for more than the cost of him getting his own place. Your sister can go to the guidance counselor and explain the situation. I'm sure they would allow accommodations for her to finish her last 2 months online without having to switch districts. She doesn't even need to say she's moving, just that she's visiting you long term. Your parents should learn, if they treat her as an adult, she is allowed to make adult decisions. Sue, a good point. Talk to the school and tell them she is visiting you rather than moving. Then the school district thing doesn't even come into it, and as long as she keeps attending virtually, it should be fine. Just make sure that any physical things mailed to the home don't go to your parents. Maybe ask the school to hold them for her. Like her diploma or final grades that might be needed to apply for trade school. Or have only her mail forwarded. She could also tell the school when she tells them she is visiting that she will need her mail sent there, or sent to a P.O. box, which you can rent for very cheap in most places. Not the butthole. They're mad that you're moving their high school daughter, but they have no problem treating her like she's not in high school in the first place. What they are doing is pretty ridiculous. What you are doing is being a good sibling. They are mad she's moving their little money tree away from them. What the parents are suggesting is pretty appalling in my opinion. Not the butthole for sure. Not the butthole. If she is old enough to be charged rent, then she's old enough to shop around for somewhere cheaper to rent. Just as long as the school is all okay with it, can't see anything wrong. I guess then she'll graduate to a college/job nearer you. Not the butthole. Sound like some crappy parenting. $550 a month is way too much. In my opinion, parents charging a young adult who is in school full-time any amount of rent is too much. Yes, I think so. Maybe it's cultural, but I have never met parents that charge their kids rent. In Brazil, people just don't do it. In situations where the kids need to help the family, which are not unusual, they work and help with what they can, if it is a lot or almost nothing. Everyone pays the bills together. $550 utilities is more than I'm paying in my 30s to share a house with one other person. WTF. I can't imagine my parents trying to pull a stunt like this. It's kind of incredible. Are there other instances where they've acted unreasonable like this? Are they maybe in financial trouble that they haven't told anybody about yet? Very emphatic. Not the butthole. Not the butthole. You're looking out for your sister. That's all there is to say about that. If they want to be mad, let them be mad. Info: do your parents suddenly need money and see your sister as a piggy bank? Original poster replies: no, they are wealthy. A lot of people don't realize this, but several states legally require parents to continue to financially support their children through the end of high school even if they're already 18. In other words, your parents might well be breaking the law by trying to charge her rent, depending on which state they're in. In New York State, A child is entitled to be supported by his or her parents until the age of 21. However, if the child is under 21 years of age, and is married, or self-supporting, or in the military, the child is considered to be emancipated and the parents' support obligation ends. Oh oof, user blue sweater, your parents are majorly in some trouble. Source: Web link. Reddit link. Laughs in Oregon. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.